So it's Bank Holiday Monday, and I've not long finished work, but I thought I'd get home and quickly get the bike out and whiz up and just have a quick little ride out on it. I needed to fill up and I needed to see a lady at work before she left at 5, so I managed just to catch her in time, which was good. And now I'm just kind of heading home, but I'm going to kind of take the long way, I think. Today has been a bit of a mix of sunshine and showers. I got caught in a little one on the way here, but it's alright at the minute. But I had a thought the other day of something that I would be interested to know about from everybody, and that's about hobbies and fads. So I was thinking about what sort of little crazes and things that I did when I was younger, and you'll have to let me know down in the comments if any of you also did the same things, or what different ones you did when you was younger, as you might be obviously different age to me. But yeah, when I was in probably about it was primary school, we had the craze of go-go's. So I collected a load of go-go's, and we used to play that and do like swaps and all that. We also did pogs, not so big into pogs, but I did have a few. What else? Oh yes, and I cannot forget to mention Pokemon cards, absolutely, and playing Pokemon on the N64, which, by the way, I think is the best console of all time. I love the N64. Zelda in particular, that was the game to play. And F-Zero X, that was a good game. Anyway, going off topic. So yeah, gaming in general, but Pokemon cards. And then as I got a bit older, it was Magic the Gathering, if you know what that is. Some people might know what that is, Magic the Gathering. I played that a little bit through sort of end of school, college. Let's go this way. Yeah, I used to play Magic the Gathering with my brother a little bit. And one of my younger brothers at the time, he was only little, and we used to look after him. But what we used to do was we used to put him in his walker, his little walker thing that has wheels on, and it zooms around the floor. And we used to barricade him off to one part of the living room with pillows so that he couldn't roll into our little area, and we used to play the card game there whilst he was just zooming around the around the living room. It was quite funny. So yeah, we did that. Oh yeah, and then they brought out this like Lord of the Rings game where you collect these figures, these little figures, and they came with magazines. So each week you buy the magazine, you get a figure or however many it was, and you paint them yourself. So I had absolutely a ton of them, and you were supposed to like play a game with them, but I don't think I ever actually played the game. I just used to collect them and paint them. I'm probably sounding quite nerdy, but in all honesty, I wasn't a very outgoing child. I preferred to stay in and go on the computer and just do things like playing on my PlayStation or my N64, watching films and stuff like that. It wasn't until I got older, sort of secondary school into college, that I did go out a bit more, but only to like the cinema and places like that. I was never really a crazy child. You could probably tell. I'm not very crazy now. well, I'm crazy in a mental way, as I'm a bit loopy fruit, bit quirky, but I never really did anything out there. I never sort of got drunk and come home at early hours in the morning or anything like that. That wasn't sort of what I would call fun. I barely drink as it is now. Sort of have a couple at Christmas and that's about it. So, after that point, I got into playing World of Warcraft, which you must have heard of, surely. I would imagine most of you have heard of that. And I played that for years and years. It must have been, I don't know, I must have played it for at least, 6 to 8 years, roughly. I don't know. The amount of money I must have spent on it just on the subscription. But yeah, that was my thing. I used to love just playing World of Warcraft. And I'd have times where I didn't play it for like a few months or maybe even half a year, and then I'd go back to it and then play it again. And then after that, well, kind of during that, I did a bit of both. I got an Xbox. My mum got me an Xbox because this was at the time where I was about 19 and I'd moved back home because I was living with my ex at the time. Yeah, I'd moved back home. And it was just literally before Christmas, and my mum had got me a Xbox. And she knew I like gaming and stuff like that. So she'd got me this Xbox, the original, no, was it the original Xbox? Or was it the 360? Yeah, it was the 360. It wasn't the original Xbox, it was the 360. And a few games for that. And since having that, I really got into Call of Duty. So, but I would only play free-for-all. I didn't like any of the other, like, solo mission or any of the team games. I just really liked killing everybody. And, it was fun. We had this little group of us that would kind of go in the same maps all the time. And certain maps I was really good at, and I was getting like 30 to 0 on the most of the time, or 30 to 1 or whatever, kill to death. So yeah, that was really fun. And I used to stay up like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning playing it. So yeah, that did take up a lot of time. And then I started doing my uni course from home, and I just kind of stopped playing it and didn't really have the time for it, so I ended up, after about 2 years of it sitting there, I just sold it. And by that point the Xbox One had come out and everything. So that kind of leads us up to nowadays, really, the current time. And what do I do now? What sort of hobbies? Well, this is one. Riding the bike, absolutely love doing that, although I don't get out on it as much as probably what I'd like, because there's just so much to do, whether it be going out with the dogs. I really enjoy actually just going out for walks now with the dog. I like taking her to the beach and country parks and stuff like that. So on some nice days, instead of going out on the bike, I'll take her in the car and go and walk somewhere, because I really enjoy doing that. And I've got my own little like micro business, basically. It's only a small thing. I started it up last year, where I make bow ties and bandanas for dogs. So that takes up some time now. And other than that, just going to dog shows, and that's about it, really, just chilling out. So let me know in the comments if you did any of those. I'm sure I must have missed some. There must have been other things that I did, but I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. But they're the ones that sort of stand out to me that I can remember. Yeah, let me know what hobbies you did as a child and growing up, because I would be interested to see if people did the same sort of things as me, especially if you're like kind of around my age as well. But yeah, even older or younger generation, let me know what you did for fun. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully see you all soon. Oh, bottle. Hopefully see you all soon, and hope you all can get out and enjoy this nice weather we're having. It's supposed to be getting even warmer next week, up to 24 I think they said, maybe even more, so not sure how I feel about that, but as long as it's dry, that's the main thing, innit? So see you again soon. Bye.